Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. You may have seen my previous video. So today I'm going to do another Bob Ross style. It's not going to be exactly Bob Ross because like he makes painting in one session. I'm not able to do that and I'm not willing to do that because I know that I can make better paintings than the ones I am able to do like in one session. So I just really want to do those first layers that will help me to figure out what it will look like, the painting. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to, since this is oil, I cannot use the white acrylics on it again because like it would not stick. So I'm just going to use my oil paintings and try to work another layer on top of this one, and hopefully we'll also get to make some mountains, but I cannot really promise that. So I've been watching a lot of tutorials actually. I'm going to mix my colors in the meantime, okay? So I've been watching a lot of tutorials and yes, and they advise you to actually do not do the sunset as I did with the clouds, because it can get really tricky when you're mixing the yellow and the blue together. It just creates green, obviously. I'm sure you already know that. So I really didn't want to go into that again, so I just decided, or I got an advice on the internet from Chuck Black Art, that it's really better to do just one part that is blue and then the other part that there is, like, for example, one huge cloud or a little bit more clouds, and of course there is supposed to be some kind of light source as well. You really have to get the perspective before you start like painting, which I did not do entirely on my last painting, which looks like, okay, let me just grab this. Okay, so this is like my first time ever trying to paint landscape and really do the upper part, the clouds, the mountains, and the water as well. The downer layer of the water, it's just the first layer which I'm going to work on again. I just have to dry out a little bit. Okay, so today I would like to work on this one and have already some perspective prepared. If you can see, I already draw, or not draw, yeah, it's drawing, yeah. So I drew some shapes of mountains that I really wanted to be there. Obviously I covered it with the paint, so I don't really remember what it looks like. So let's just start with mixing the colors. I'm going to prepare, look, I have that blue and I have that white. Obviously we want to go from darker blues, like always at the top we want the color to be a little bit darker. So I just want to have there a little bit darker blue, and then it's going to go to a lighter one, okay? So I'm just going to create some of the colors now. I'm just going to mix them. So I will take a little bit more of the blue because I obviously have a little too little, or not enough. Okay, and I'm just going to take the blue, oh goddamn, and I'm just going to, yes, mix it. I'm just going to mix it with the white. We really want to do some of the different shades. So I want to do a transition that will look even lighter than this one. So I'm going to take this particular color and add some more white to it. I'm just going to create even paler or lighter blue. It's always good to combine the colors you already used, because then they blend really well and there is not that obvious transition between them. But I'm honestly a complete amateur. This is actually what I learned from all the videos that I have been watching on how to paint, so you do not take me completely seriously, okay? You do not take me completely seriously. Okay, so I'm going to take another blue here and I'm going to put there a little bit of just going to take white and black and create gray, create a gray color. Then I'm then going to be mixing with the blue. So I do not have like all the oil colors that I would probably need or that are appropriate for landscapes. I honestly went to an art shop and I just bought the ones that I liked, and I thought that it could be like the easiest to mix together, like the most basic ones, because I had to buy acrylics all the time. That's not the case with the oil paintings. They really last for a longer time because you do not have to use that much of them. Okay, so I have the gray and I'm going to mix it with the blue to create a darker shade of the blue that is going to be at the absolute top. It's really good to like do an underpaint, but I'm not really good at it, so I'll see if I do it or not. Okay, so what we have here is few blues. Okay, I'm going to put that a bit more black into this one. Okay, to make it, you shouldn't be using much black because then it makes your paint a little muddy, at least they say. So I'm trying not to, but sometimes it's really necessary. Okay, it's probably too dark. I don't like the color at all, but this one looks really good, so I'm probably going to stick with this one. Okay, so I have the blue just now, and I'm going to take my brush, which is in the bathroom where I actually cleaned the, oh no, I already brought it here, so perfect. Let me just grab my things. And let's apply. I wonder if I should take a big brush or, oh no, I'm not going to use the big brush. I'm going to use a smaller one. So I'm going to take the darker blue, and I'm just going to apply right here, maybe even darker one. Okay, so I'm going to use the darker one at first. I'm going to use a medium that is going to help me. It's safflower oil. It should help me to spread the oil colors a little bit more easier. Just wanna dip the brush a little bit. And I just want to, okay, the clouds are going to go in which direction? Okay, it's going to go in this direction. So I'm just going to I do not record many of my painting sessions because I just really sometimes do not want to work, you know, and recording it and talking to you through all the points is kind of my job. So I'm really trying to avoid it. Okay, you can see that I used a little too much of the oil, and now it does not really want to stick. Just going to take the darker one. I don't really care about the blending at this point. I really want to get just those basic color there. So I want to have the darkest color right here, here as well. Like this. Now we will fill there the lighter blue, and it's going to go, okay, about here. Okay, let's do it like that. I'm going to write there. I'm going to draw it. Okay, let's do it like this. So there's going to be the darker blue. There is going to be the lighter blue. There. Okay. So there's going to be the lighter blue. I'm going to take the safflower oil again, and it will help me spread the color again. So I read that safflower oil actually helps you to not to get those yellow undertones when the paint dries. So now we are going to use this normal blue, which is maybe a little too dark. So I'm just going to mix these two together. It almost seems like all the blues are maybe the same, but they are definitely not. They are definitely not. And the lower we get. The brighter. Will the blue get, because we are going a little bit more near to the light source. So there is going to be the absolute light blue. It could be actually even, lighter. So I'm just going to grab this like that, put a bit more white into it to really nail the light blue color that I want to get. Okay. Okay, yes, that's exactly what I wanted. A bit of the sunflower oil. That's great. Perfect. Now even lighter one. Like this. Let's just use some of the and okay. That's good. That's good. Now here some of the darker blue, and now the lighter one right there again. Okay, that's perfect. And there is going to be a cloud. It's going to be about, I guess, like this. So I'm just going to use my maybe I should go even lower. Okay, like this. So there's going to be the cloud. And so I'm really going to use the light blue right there. Use a bit of the sunflower oil again. And just you see, Bob actually used the big brushes, which really allowed him to do the work a bit more faster. Definitely like faster than to me. However, I really like that you can really create the realistic transitions here. You can see it between the colors before you blend it like this. Okay, so it's going to be just like this, just like this. Perfect. Now let's use a little bit of the lighter blue and a little bit of the darker right there. Okay. Perfect. So now that I actually have this, I'm going to try to blend all the colors kind of together. I'm going to try to blend the colors all together so that it looks a little bit more realistic. I maybe should have started from the light ones. So I'm going to start with the light ones now. Hopefully, yes, good. So I'm just going to be mixing those colors together really carefully, really carefully. To maintain the transitions. Okay. So it's messing up the lighter colors now, so I have to just use the towel paper. Now just mix those light. Still kind of want everything to go in this direction, so I'm just going to do it like this. Perfect. Let me use a bit more of the white and blue down here. Okay. It doesn't matter if I will overpaint it after with the mountains. I just really want to have the option to go lower with the painting, to just allow the sky to be more prominent in this particular video. So again, I'm just going to go a bit like this way. If you use too much of the sunflower oil, one thing will happen, and that is that the layer of the old paint will actually get a little too thin and it's not thick enough, and then the underlayer, like this, like starts to peek through the color, which is what is happening to me right here. I used too much of the oil. In the beginning. Transition is better. seems to me like it's a little too dark right here, so I'm just going to brighten it up with this. I'm just going to get a little bit more done. So like this, I always have to step away for a second and just look from the distance if it looks good. It's even good if I just look through the camera of my phone if it looks good. Because when you're staying too close to your painting, it never seems perfect because you see all the details, but you do not see the whole picture. The whole picture. So sometimes you just get too focused on those details. I'm just going to do it like this. Okay. I'm just going to do it like this. If there is any professional artist, painter, please do not judge me too harsh. I'm actually just really having the passion, and I'm not trying to look like an absolute professional. No, this is just my hobby. This is my, I don't know the number of painting, but there is not many that aren't painted before. So I'm just really trying to do my best and enjoy the process. And if there are mistakes, like there definitely are, I know that there are, you can like point them out in the comments, but please be constructive and don't be mean. Thank you. Okay, I actually kind of like that. Doesn't matter. So I'm just now going to proceed to this part where I basically will do the clouds. I will have to mix some colors. I want it to be a little like dust and gray. So I'm going to take orange, yellow, and maybe brown, and also the mix of the gray. So I'm going to take my colors again, and I'll rip this sheet. I'll rip this sheet for later, because you can actually use the colors again. So when I'm doing the other layer after, I don't know, 1 or 2 days, I will be able to use these. So I'm just going to put it aside, and yeah, let's work on it. Let's take white. Okay, perfect. Let's take cadmium yellow medium. I heard that Indian yellow is better for like landscapes, but again, I have just a few colors here, and that's it. And actually the art shops are closed on the weekends, and today is, well, what is for today? Saturday. It's Saturday. Okay, let's just use the where is it? find it. Yeah, black. Let's put there some black, just a little bit. There's no need to have a lot of it. I'm also going to put there the burnt sienna color, which is basically brown. And yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to use more of the white. Perfect. I'll clean the, wow, I don't know how you call this in English. I don't even know how to call it in Czech. I used to know it, but now I'm just not sure. We call it, I think, spachtle. Spachtle. Or spachtlička if you want to have like the version that is more cuter. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm just going to take this and we'll mix some really light shades that are going to be here. And it's going to be from yellow, orange and white. And I'm just going to mix it. Will probably have to be a lot of white. So you can see it's pretty dark. So I'm just going to add some white to it again, and again. And again. The colors do not want to get any lighter. The mixing of the colors is unfortunately a long process, so I'm sorry it's taking so long, but okay, even more white. I'll probably never get to the shade of yellow that I want, but I'm just going to use white instead and then just mix it. So I'm just going to put this for example here, and I'm going to take my brush. I'm going to take this pointy one because I like to use it a lot. I'm going to take the yellow, and what I'm going to do here is that there is going to be a little bit of blue as well, a bit of a dark one that just goes through the clouds. I'm just going to mark it right here. So here's going to be blue. Okay. Yeah. The sunflower oil again. Boom. Perfect. And let's just put the bit of the yellow color here. So just want to do the outlining here. Where the transition is going to be. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Now right behind it, there's going to be a little bit more of a orange and a little bit more prominent part. And it's going to be somewhere about here. I actually want it to be a little bit more orange. Yes, like this. Oh my god, that's one gigantic cloud. It's probably a little too big. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'll have to make it smaller. So the cloud's going to be here. The cloud's going to be here. Okay. And I'm just going to take like the darker color of the cloud. And let me just take this again, clean it, and just take a bit of black, use some white, a lot of white if needed, like this. Just mix it together. But there's some orange as well to really put the undertone here. More of the orange. Yes, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, that's perfect. And now just great. Now just use grey color. It's pretty thick. Okay, so I'm just going to, I don't like really the color of it, but let's just put there a bit more of the orange. Even more. A little bit more again. Okay, now that's better. I want it to be okay. Okay, let's use it like that. Sunflower oil. Okay, we are starting from the dark shades. I really wanted to go everything this way again. I'll make some part a little lighter. Use the sunflower oil again. And a bit more darker parts again. actually always have been watching fantasy, and especially probably reading more than watching, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, TV, movies, fantasy movies usually really suck, especially when they are like made as an adaptation from a book. They usually like miss out or omit so many things. Okay, that's good. I like that. Really like that. Let's push the brighter color into the front. So I've always been kind of into the fantasy landscapes, and I really like when the paintings are just a bit too much, when they are like very colorful and they are very epic. Actually even listen to epic music, fantasy kind of music, so this is something I've always admired, and I actually watched people to like paint or draw like electronically, probably, I don't know how to say, like on a computer, and I just loved it, and I spent hours and hours watching it, and I was always like, oh, I would never be able to do that. And here I am, standing a lot of years later, and I'm trying to create the paintings myself. So I'm actually kind of proud of me really taking the effort to at least try it. So yeah. I really want to set beforehand where the light and dark areas are. I'm just going to use the sunflower oil right there. Just spread it here. Okay. A bit more darker color. At this point, I'm not even sure what I'm doing, so just bear with me. I'm really trying to go for the hyper realistic look. Okay, that's what I wasn't supposed to do, but it doesn't matter. I'm really trying to go for the hyper realistic look because that's what I like. I like hyper realistic paintings where you really look at it and you could almost believe that if you're going looking from a distance, that it is real, that it's not just a painting. Let's put their shades somewhere from time to time. Like this. So this is going to be, yes, yes, like this. A bit more darker here. Bit more darker here. Bit of the orange again. And a lot of black. And let's just really set where the dark parts are going to be. Some dark part right here. And right there, and then about somewhere here it's going to be darker as well. It's going to be darker, and it's going to pretty much go here, and then the cloud here is going to go like that. Okay. Right here. Yep. So it transitions nicely. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's do it like this side is going to be like this part is going to be okay like this. I don't know. Not very satisfied with that, but that's just how it will have to look for this moment. This is how it will have to look for this moment. I'm going to use this. And I'm going to look at it from the distance. And I just want to add here a bit more of the blue, because there will have to be some as well. And now just take a bit of the orange, and I'm just going to put there some shades. So there's going to be shade, there's going to be shade as well. Okay. Then another one will be right there. We'll just create of where the lights are going to get in and the clouds. Yes, so it's going to be like that, and then the color will just go from here look. Can you see? I actually never thought that I would like one day could call myself an artistic person, because I was never like I was never like led to this direction. My parents are not artistic. Well, like my father plays a guitar, but that's a whole different story from painting. So it's kind of interesting to see that you can actually completely do different things than your family does. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll just use like darker variations that will just connect to this. Yes, like this. I will not be able to share the whole like progress, the whole painting with you, because I paint at home and I'm not here alone, and I'm actually in a one-bedroom apartment, and I live with my boyfriend who like is on home office. He basically has two companies and is an IT programmer, so yeah, we are a lot of the time we are actually together. Yes, I just have to create a little border. There will be blue, and this area will be blue. Okay, so it's going to be like this, the underpaint. I'm just going to take, I guess a fan brush will do. I don't know why, and if there is any artist, just feel free to tell me, but my fan brushes just do like stick together, like the bristles just stick together, and I don't know why, and it then like doesn't create the effect that I want. So I'm just going to be like just gently brushing. Could also help me to create natural shadows. In the cloud. I'm just going to take, I'm just going to take another one as well. Just going to... that's not good. I don't like that. So what about this one? Let's try this one. I'm going to just take the water out of it. Perfect. Let's just... and I'll try to like blend it. And I'll try to blend the yellow. Okay, so like this. Now let's blend the yellow with the orange, but not with the blue because otherwise it would create the green. And I don't want to deal with that. Just want to make the edges softer of the cloud at this moment, but then even normal clouds have like sharp and prominent edges that you can see. It's not always just that let's call it smudgy, but at this point with the first underpaint I really want to use it like that. I'm just going to go light to the dark part. Okay. And now I'm going to use I'm going to use blue here. Just going to put there the blue. Just a hint this time. So like that basically. Just going to use and just take away some of the blue right here. Okay, perfect. Wow. Okay. And let's look from a distance. Ugh, that looks disgusting. I don't like it at all. Yeah, but it's just the underpaint, so I'll just probably have to wait. I just don't like the shape of the cloud. I think it should go like down as well, like this. Okay. Okay. Like this. Make the edges a little bit like softer. And here a bit more like paler at some parts. Just really find the contrast somewhere here. Okay. There as well. And then right here. Okay, and I cannot go into the painting even more because I really need the paint to just settle and dry, and then I will be able to finally continue with it. So I'm just going to like brush this off. There's like too much of the paint right there. I actually do this very often. It's also good sometimes to just go through the painting and just find natural shadows and highlights that you will create when using the towel paper. could even use like brush for that, but I really want to get rid of the excessive color. Just going to smooth it out. Just going to smooth it out. It's worse with each move I make, so I'm just going to stop now and let it dry. It doesn't look good, I'm aware. It's in the final, it's in the first stage, so yeah, I will try to post some pictures of the progress. If it's going to work fine, maybe it will change completely, but we will see. Okay, so thank you for hanging out with me, and I wish you a wonderful day and night. Bye.